Marcy Klein intro.
Marcy
Dana?
Klein, just for everyone who's about to hear this podcast.
Yeah.
Marcy Klein was a very important figure at SNL for many decades as a producer, kind of Lauren's right-hand woman, and was talent management and guest management, and she has some amazing stories. She's really funny and just fun to hang out with and fun to have dinner with.
Yeah, I think we used her. She asked about it. She said, if you guys want to talk to me because I hear my name, we throw it in casually. Like Norm was back there. Marcy brought her out. Marcy brought us in.
Yeah.
She brings you to see the host when they need the host. If the host is bored, she walks in. Spade, Sharon Stone's in there. Go, go, go. Say something. Oh, all right. And then you go in there and she doesn't want to talk to you.
And she'll tell some stories about that inside baseball. She won't mention the name, but it's like 5 minutes before the air show and goes into the dressing room and the person's like, I just can't go on tonight.
Bawling.
There's no way I could make it.
Yeah.
And she has to figure out the psychological jiu-jitsu to get this person ready to do 90 minutes of live stand-up.
Yeah.
So
she had a lot of funny stories. It's a lot of inside how people got on auditions, how they pick. Very interesting. She was there my whole run. I think your whole run too.
Oh, yeah. She was, I knew her, which we talk about when I did Brown University as a stand-up, and she was in the front row, and something funny happens.
Oh, that's right.
I think we talked about that. So I knew her from that, and all of a sudden she's at the show, and she has a very famous dad. I just didn't have any idea.
And she's running the talent department, and she was sort of a scout also. She had a lot of different, she would look at the old VHS tapes and shit.
And she would just hang out with us, all the cast members. She was just our mascot.
Actually, Will told me I used to go, let's go down to Wally and Joseph's when we had our overlap.
Wally and Joseph's.
That's a good place. We used to all go. Okay, here she is, Marcy.
Enjoy, Marcy Klein.
There was an amazing guy that he brought when he hosted that was a guy that I can't explain who he was, but I was like, David, that guy's amazing. He was like a chiropractor. Do you know who
when you hosted, David, did you bring a chiropractor to the show?
Oh, maybe I brought.
What a movie star traveling with a team.
It didn't help. By the way, Marcy, do you remember? Hi, Marcy.
Hi, David.
Do you remember when I got sick when I hosted?
Yes.
I don't know if Dana remembers this. I will refresh your memory.
What are we talking? The early knots or past 210, the middle knots?
I think I hosted. Maybe it's the second time.
How
whatever.
many times did you host?
I only did 2.
Whoops! I did 3.
You guys all tried to blackball me. No, I'm kidding. I only did 2, but they were fucking terrifying. And it's so much harder because when I was on, I was never in like a ton of sketches like Dana. So. When I'm on,
Phil was in a lot of sketches. Hosting is a motherfucker.
Oh, it's so brutal. That's 13 sketches in the cold opening and some Signorelli.
Did Marcy hold your hand that week? Were you around or you working on 30 Rock at that point?
I feel like when David, maybe when you hosted, I was like, oh, I can take the week off. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing better than former cast members that come back.
Yeah, you knew this.
Yeah. See you at the party.
Yeah, you're like, the drill. I know read through. I know when it's going to be hard.
But even when we did spend time together that first, because I remember you hosting and thinking that was a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
I think what happened was
stressed out. Dana, when he hosted, was not stressed out.
Well, in the 90s, I was. When I came back in 2010, I was too. You're living up to the past and you can't. Where's the Pepperboy sketch? It's like, you know what I mean? It's like you put a little pressure on yourself. But David's always calm and cool. Didn't you do character? What was the character that the guy who did the dance with Will Ferrell? Sorry, it was Chris Kattan. He had that little funny...
Oh, I did Mango and Kiwi.
Mango!
And you wore shorts. And I go, God, that guy has really muscular legs. And that's been your legacy.
I should never not wear shorts because that was a big hit.
Unbelievable.
Oh, the letters that came in. Here's what happened though, Dana. I do dress, and I'm sure it was Marcy was there because
she probably came
when I retell this,
hello.
I say it was Marcy. For people that don't know, Marcy was she ran the talent, their producer for years.
She was for probably at least 20 years. She was going into a room with a scared movie star or athlete who said, "I just can't go on tonight. It's like 11:20." And Marcy's job was to get them out of that room so they go out for the monologues. Anyway, we'll get back to
Marcy would go, listen, you quit and we fire you. And they're like, wait, what?
They're going to take my children away. Now get your ass out there.
I'm doing one of my hilarious bits, but I'm in so many things, and Spade's very fragile, like powder.
So is Carvey.
And so,
what about you, Klein?
I'm doing like a 9-hour dress, Dana, and we're about we're probably to the last 2 sketches.
And it's like 10:50.
I was either it was food or it was stress or I wasn't feeling good and I was sick, and I'm like, and I'm just sitting in a sketch, and right when the sketch is over, they go, okay, run over here, you got 30 seconds, and I just sat there in the sketch, and I think it was Marcy came over, Spade, let's go, and I go, and all the customers are waiting, and then I just laid down in front of the sketch, and they go, what the fuck's going on? And Marcy's like, hold, tell him to hold. And so they bring me in the dressing room.
Hold. Was this a rehearsal or the air show?
It was a dress, which is still a full audience.
No, it's embarrassing. Hold dress.
I go in the bathroom and I'm laying there and it's coming out both ends. I'm laying on the floor.
Ew.
I'm like, do I have food poisoning from Huxley's or what?
Well, because I always tell the host never eat. They're like, I'll have sushi. And I'm like, you don't have sushi before the fucking live
I'll have the scariest thing to eat possible. Nothing for me, just these Vietnamese egg rolls will do. And you're like, oh, I wouldn't eat that before. So I am laying on the floor, Dana, freaking out.
Marcy comes over.
And Marcy's at the door, and I hear Lauren, what's happening? And
she talks
goes,
like
Spade's
Lauren?
Just doing, Lauren came up and asked her.
Okay.
and I just hear on the other side of the door, I'm laying face down in my bathroom going, like,
Jeez.
I don't even want to.
And why didn't you get asked to go back for a third time hosting?
No, you know what? And I didn't sue them. No, but what happened was I was just either overstressed or I didn't eat, and it was too much press. And then after I sort of got everything out of my system, I could feel myself lightening up going, okay, I feel better. And then I think Marcy and Lauren, this sounds like a lie, but I think they were saying, what do we do? Because we have to tell NBC if we're going to run a rerun tonight.
Right.
Or like you might not be able to make it.
Teresa, the nurse who is still.
Oh, yes.
And is
Teresa?
Person. Yeah, I just ran into her. I'm at NBC right now.
Is she around? Teresa, right? Yeah, she helped me.
I saw her last time I did Fallon.
I could text her to come up to discuss it.
Well, we could talk about when I separated my shoulder, but let's go back to him. Did you rally? What?
Mike Myers, have you guys had Mike on?
Oh,
yet?
Yeah.
Mike was violently ill. Do you remember?
Yes,
that,
there was a show where he was truly
in Wayne's World.
Yes, really violently
he was throwing up like behind the set
right before he came out.
Oh,
yeah,
I thought it was Philip, and he pooped in the bathtub.
But I thought he posted, and he was sick too. David, are you trying to be Mike Myers?
I'm trying to be exact. I'm stealing his story.
You're sicker than Mike Myers. This is going to trend. But by the way,
Marcy, I'm like laying there in like a UPS outfit because I'm in whatever sketch, So then I get my act together.
By the way, Nancy Kerrigan, a lot of people don't feel great before.
Sure. I should be a seasoned vet, though. I should be the last one, of course, that you need to worry about.
Hosting's a marathon. Used to pass out at the read-through a lot. Come on.
I didn't like it. I'd have spaghetti brought into the read-through at the break, and then I just sit there and go ahead, Tom Hanks.
You just reminded me that I used to order the food for read through. That was like another one of my jobs. Remember, I used to I first was I got the cars for the cast.
Oh, you were
Friday night.
You had like 5 jobs. It seemed like you were
everything.
I used to think you were just like everywhere. You were holding the hand. You were hanging out with us.
What? I hung out with your moms. Remember the Mother's
Day?
Day?
The Mother's Day episode.
Yep. I took them out. That was a fun week.
Took my mom to Chippendales.
I just saw Rose Rock.
Rose Rock.
I just saw Rose at Radio City.
You saw Chris?
Yeah. And Chris and I just went on Sunday to see Tar. Have you seen Tar?
Tar?
Spade, you wouldn't get it.
Is it a movie, a play, or is
it's with Kate Blanchett, my celebrity crush.
Oh, it's a play. That's brilliant, right?
No, it's a movie.
No, it's a
movie?
It's a masterpiece.
Is it on live streaming? Could I watch it right now in the corner of my laptop?
It probably will be. I mean, it's like a almost 3-hour movie.
I see it. I'm gonna have the sound off, but I'm just gonna let it run there.
Has she hosted?
Wait 1 second. I keep hearing a ding, and I think it's coming from my computer, and I'm trying to.
Oh,
do you guys hear
stop
that?
notifications?
It might be your emails or something.
We're not hearing it. I had that. You go into notifications anyway.
No, I guess it's. I mean, is it going to annoy you?
Well, just pretend you're baking a cake, and
if you guys haven't heard it, then maybe it's only on my end.
Yeah, it's not. It's fine. It's a cake.
Right,
we don't have. We have a very low budget podcast. Our technical resume. We barely make it. I don't even know if I'm recording. Yes, I am.
Dana, I'll just tell you that the end of the story is I dragged myself back up. I finished the UPS sketch. Those people have been there for 25 minutes. I do it. I give it absolutely nothing. The poor writers are like, well, that one's not going to make it. And then I do one more sketch, skate through, and then we get ready for air, and everything was fine after that. But I swear it was touch and go. And I remember Marcy, you were there from the very, very beginning for me.
Yeah,
for sure,
I remember
right?
when Dana brought you in and you sat on the couch outside of the talent department waiting to meet with Lauren on 17 in front of the microwave oven, which is where my desk used to be.
Because I knew David before SNL and in the club. So I brought him in. And he actually passed out the same way with the UPS story. He just went down. And I go, just Marcy.
I passed out every day.
Tell Lauren, can we get 10? And Marcy's a champ. Always cool under pressure. But yeah, you have an amazing.
That was like on a Friday night. Yeah, no, I who was I talking to?
Marcy goes, Lauren will be with you in 3 to 7 hours. Just relax. I'm like, what's that?
Lauren will be with you next Thursday. You have to wait here.
It was weird that you were meeting him on 17. It must have been like a Tuesday night because I would have not been. It was up on 17. David, do you remember this?
I don't remember meeting Lauren outside of 17. I would always
just hanging out. I just remember thinking Dana is here with some guy I've never met, and I was trying to. You appeared, and then I don't remember how you got on the show, but I know it was. I feel like
Dana and Dennis helped, and then I had the audition. Were you at the audition for me? That's a good question.
Well, I was at the
great question.
Adam, Schneider.
Chris Rock was with Adam, wasn't he?
Chris Rock and Farley came. They started together.
Oh yeah, they came later. Yeah.
And did they come later or before?
Well,
they came before you.
No, Rob and I got the last 4 episodes of a year, so we finished a season.
That's right.
When we came back, they picked us up as writer performers, and then Rock and Farley were joined, so they were at the first read through.
That's right. That's right. I remember that. Yeah.
They were full feature, and we were, I think, writer features. And then Sandler came about 2-3 months after that.
Right.
And there was the
the
bad boys arrived.
So it was like they were leaving, right? Wasn't that the whole thing? I started in 89.
I remember. And can I tell the story how that when I went to Brown University and then
I know.
So yeah, I mean
the funniest, best story ever.
Tell it.
I was playing the college, and I was doing my act, and Marcy sat up front. She had this incredibly crazy hair, like just gigantic, thick hair. I don't know if you were laughing very hard or talking to me or something.
Like, everyone was obsessed with Dana, and no one could believe you were there. And I was like front and center, and I felt like we had eye contact, and my hair must have been because my hair was so big. And you were like, who is that?
And I used the old comedian trick of calling you big hair woman, and then you call it back. What do you say, big hair woman? So you became the co-star of that set.
Yeah.
Right,
and then I don't know if it was like 6 months later or whatever. All of a sudden I see you walking around 8H. It's like big hair woman's here.
And I was like, wait, do you remember that? And he said he remembered. And of course, I don't really know. At the time, I was like, wow, he really remembered that.
Oh, yeah.
But obviously that was just shtick. And that you didn't remember me.
Oh, I did remember that. Oh, yeah. I didn't do that many colleges, and I remember
you did have big hair.
There was a woman with giant hair, and I called her Big Hair Woman. I don't know. I did other things with the audience, like Orange Coat Man. Spade does it too.
Yeah,
and
I did Shorts Guy the other night. This guy did Shorts.
And you called him Shorts Guy. Yeah, so you were Big Hair Woman. So I did remember it, and you were front and center. You're kind of almost in the light, so I remember what you looked like. And then when you
did
came on
tease it up. It had a little Bon Jovi-ness to it.
I didn't have to tease it up.
It was
just big.
I probably did tease it up. back then. Well, now
It was just a lot of hair,
It's a
but
university
we're all over the
thing.
place, but that's sort of how we
Dennis
are.
Miller called me Hair too. That was like my name for a
That's
while.
hey, hair, come over here, okay? Can
Yeah,
we
that was what he-
get some
Yep,
orange sun kiss kind of deal down here, if you don't mind?
Hey, Spudley, wouldn't kill you to write some update jokes. Slide them under my desk.
We love Dennis.
No, slide them under my door.
Let's
No,
let's for
blue.
a second, whatever. I'll do some housekeeping. For people who are listening, this is Marcy Klein. She
Yep.
is an Emmy Award winner. I think Alec Baldwin called you the greatest producer in the history of broadcast television. She produced 30 Rock, and then she was ubiquitous. She was everywhere on Saturday Night Live for like 20 years. And she
25.
did 25 years, and she did every kind of
Oh.
job. And I remember as just doing a lot of things.
She wasn't like a handyman, but she was a producer.
Well, she did fix my sink. Anyway, she had a toolkit.
She did drywall my office.
Yeah, I called her
completely.
toolkit
I've
after
done
that.
And everything except be a cast member.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
I've been an extra.
Okay, I'll cut to it like a Barbara Walters. Who's the craziest host? They always,
What did Lorne say when you asked him?
did we ask him craziest host, David?
No, because I don't think he would ever say.
wouldn't.
I always get
Right,
hurt.
and I've been trained
There were
where-
some. I wouldn't
Yeah.
use the word crazy, but some were more heavily maintenance, kind of thing. But
Challenging.
everyone asked me, and I just do Steven Seagal because I have a Steven Seagal bit, But
Right.
I don't say like I liked Steven Seagal actually.
Me too.
But even-
And people
well,
get,
no, right. That was a crazy week. I think
Yeah.
that was a bizarre week.
Because
Remember-
Nora left the show.
Oh yeah.
Or no,
And
no,
but
she
also-
had left the show because of Dice Clay. Sorry.
she
That's
left
right.
Dice Clay week.
Did
Yeah.
David? Did you boycott the Steven Seagal show?
I boycotted mostly because of his ponytail.
But what was that week like for you, Marcy? Were you in chat?
Well, I just remember that he was weird about standing in the set. Do you
Mhm.
remember this? Like when he was doing the sketch, he wanted to be outside
Mm-hmm.
of the set,
Yeah.
and
Jesus.
Liz Welch,
Liz, I remember.
Mhm.
yeah. I just was texting with Liz. She's so funny. She's so great.
Steven, you can't stand there.
Yeah. Stephen, sweetie, she's so sweetie. We need to, like we were trying to sort of deal with him. I mean, looking back, like he just, I don't want to say anything more, but it was a week. That was one of my first weeks where I thought like, oh, not every week is the same, and
Mhm.
everyone's different, and you have to deal with them.
Yeah.
But in the end, it just was it like, I feel like Jim Downey that was a difficult week for Jim.
Oof.
As a head writer.
Anyone that had to get right face to face with him and deal, it's always tough when the host is A, probably nervous, which is understandable, and B, didn't want to be. I just remember Kung Fu Fighting, like he didn't want to. goof
we
around
did the
with the
Hans
song
and
Kung Fu
Franz thing
Fighting.
where we made fun of him in the
Oh,
read through. Arnold could beat you up, your buttocks are like marshmallows. And he just sat there and listened to it.
Didn't laugh.
And then
Yeah.
on the rehearsal stage, didn't say anything for 2 days. On Thursday, we're walking through it. And then he goes way over. He leaves where we are at the center of 8H and moves like 100 feet away. Is just standing.
Yes.
And Kevin, or maybe Marcy said, can you go talk to him? And I went over there and he didn't even look at me. And he said, I just wish Arnold was here so I could kick his fucking ass. So for 2 days he was stewing, and then we had to rewrite the thing. You're stronger than Arnold. And then I ran into Schwarzenegger
Makes no
in
sense.
Santa Monica 6 months later. I said, Seagal says he wants to kick your ass. And he's with all his giant Austrian guys, a foot-long cigar. He leans back and goes, is that the fact? So he was eccentric, but I just liked his stories. It was all, he was talking about Russia and martial arts and conspiracy theories. I found him fascinating. So
Yeah, no, he was. That just reminded me of Sylvester Stallone, who's so nice. And I had to go to the set. David, were you with me?
I wasn't there.
I wasn't there when he
It was
hosted.
Adam McKay. Maybe I'm. Were you there when Adam McKay was there, or that was after you left?
I think he
Sylvester
might have been.
Stallone, I should look. I need a sheet.
I
of
was
posts.
not
He might have
there.
been Will
I would
Ferrell's
have
first
loved to
year.
have been there when he was hosting, but I was gone.
It was like I had to do like that. You watch it in the movies of like talent people that try and sign, like I had to go to the movie set and meet with him. And I brought Adam McKay, and I feel like maybe I brought Will Ferrell. We need Ayala here.
Right.
Ayala,
but you remember
my
going to
gosh.
the set to kind of walk him through what SNL would be like, to convince him?
Yes, it was like I had to sort of, like the host comes in and the first person they meet when I first started, when you were there, when I came, when you were already there, I would go to, my first host was Dolly Parton, and I had to pick her up at the airport. Like she got to me, hi.
The airport pickups, I love it.
Oh yeah, and that was for cell phones.
God, they couldn't send a car. You had to drive to the airport.
No. I was
in the car. Yeah,
nice guys.
Max.
It was just a lot of like waiting around, and then eventually so when the host comes in, I have to sort of explain everything that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Then Lorne sort of does that. He shortens that.
Mm-hmm.
When we go in, and
it's before the Monday meeting.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. They meet first. And so with Sylvester Stallone, it was the first time where I don't know if Fred Spector was his agent. Whoever his agent was said, no, you have to go convince Sly to do the show.
That's old school.
He was the only one that was not just showing up because he was booked. Right. So he was shooting a movie here, Ray Liotta. I remember getting in trouble because Ray Liotta was like, she's in my fucking eye line. Like I was like, what is that?
Wow.
Yeah, it was like
that's intense.
And then eventually Ray Liotta hosted. But anyway, those guys were all sort of similar. Not that
well, maybe that's old school, like come talk me into it, come get me, I need coaxing. Stallone is the nicest dude anyway.
He's the nicest, and he wrote everyone thank you notes, and he was so nice. And
I didn't do that.
Yeah,
he's a total, down to earth guy.
Still can, not too late.
Hey,
dear Liz,
how you doing?
Dear Audrey Pert was there. Ken Amon, Jim Henry.
Yep.
Jim Henry sat me down to explain why I'm making so little money.
Jim Henry. Oh, won't you come
he was
home,
the business affairs guy.
Do you guys remember Andrew Brewer?
Yeah, we talked about him.
He emailed us a letter, didn't he? Or
he emailed us a question.
Yeah, because he says he's at a cafe in Barcelona or something.
Yeah, he's in Barcelona.
Yeah. So all those old.
It was one time, Marcy, when I said "pussy" on the air with Dennis at Update, and Andrew Brewer. He said, you got to mumble it. And I walk off stage. He goes, what are you doing to me? He meets me right when I step off of Update.
What are you doing?
Spade, what are you doing? You're going to get me fired. We're all going down.
That's like who smoked pot? Who was the band that they were smoking pot on stage?
I'm going to guess Black Crowes.
Stone Temple Pilots. Do you remember, Marcy? I was upstairs and I did a joke where I said, Stone Temple Pilots, I liked them the first time I saw them when they were called Pearl Jam.
I know.
And then when they hosted,
I remember that.
They said they want to kick my ass, and then Marcy had to go down and they.
Yep.
I always just picture you with a cigarette going, all right, listen, I'm going to go talk to him. All right, but do not come downstairs. Don't come down to 8. Stay on 17 until we figure this out.
God, how many fires did you put out? I mean, my God.
That's what Lauren always said. He's like, Marcy puts out fire. Anyway, putting out fires was always, I think that was something I'm proud of, that I did that. That's important.
That's a scary thing when someone's melting down or being a problem. You're walking to the door and you do the little knock and you don't know what you're going to find. Have you ever had anybody, you came in and they got overtly hostile? Like, what the fuck are you telling me?
Yes.
Was it David?
No, but a very famous woman.
Woman? Glenn Close?
No,
Sharon Stone
threw a boot at me, one of her shoes at me when I had to tell her something that she didn't want to hear.
Sharon Osbourne would do that? Sorry, go ahead.
I don't think I ever met Sharon Osbourne.
So they threw a boot at you with true anger, and did you dodge it? I mean, did you like?
Yeah, I understood her reaction, to be honest. Gabriel Byrne, he hosted. Were either of you there?
I was there for that one.
Yeah. He came up to me. I loved him. And at the next week,
cool.
he was like, can I cut? He came back like the next Saturday and he grabbed me and he's like, so you do this every week, like because you know what it's like when you come in there, it's a machine and everyththing just, it's Monday, Tuesday, whatever.
Working chaos.
Yeah.
We do dinner and then we did in the band and then the promos and then the thing and everything. You go in the room, we eat, the food on Friday, we hang out, everyone so I guess that's why I believe SNL is still on, because there's nothing else like it. And you, as a host, and you come on, you're treated, no one maybe if you're shooting a movie, that's Dana, you guys would be able to know. I mean, don't you think this is like, there's nothing else like this where you're like running your own show-ish?
No, there's nothing like Saturday Night Live. Nothing. That's why it's the seminal experience for all of us. And we were talking to Lauren about that because a lot of times you're getting movie stars or actors or non-comedians having to suddenly come in and host a comedy sketch show. There's a reality show aspect to. So even if Saturday Night Live has a dud of a show, I think it's almost more entertaining than when it kills to see how people react and everything. So
100%.
The same amount of work goes into the ones that bomb. That's like movies too.
Well, I remember Mike Myers being really upset, and I get it, that we booked Nancy Kerrigan. And
like stunt casting?
Because she hit the leg of the woman.
Well, it was the whole time. It was the whole Olympics, and that was like, you're talking about sports people that come on. I mean, there's that whole group of people. That happened before I was there. I mean, but she, by the way,
you weren't there for Nancy Kerrigan?
No, I was there. That was my idea. I booked Nancy Kerrigan.
And Mike thought it was stunt casting, kind of, or?
Well, he was right. I mean,
I heard some grumblings.
But I was like, well, how come, George Steinbrenner hosted? Yeah. Well, how come Nancy Kerrigan can't host? I don't understand. What's the difference? And
that's a bigger stunt. That's a New York stunt. Specific.
Right. So maybe that was New York specific, which SNL was very New York specific.
I remember when Nancy Kerrigan was fucking huge, and I was kind of bummed because it wasn't a great show. It was like Dice. We got a big number, and we just wasn't quite the show we wanted to show everyone.
It's still amazing she showed up, and she's so nice. And that was a very, I was like, wow, I can't believe she's coming here and doing that.
Well, her skate scene with Farley, where she was throwing her up in the air and skating with her, and Phil and I were.
Well, that was anything with
that
Farley.
That was a really funny sketch.
That was really memorable.
That was so funny. I was there on that shoot. I went.
Was that at Rockefeller Center?
Yeah,
it was at Rockefeller Center, but then it was also at Sky Rink. There were two. I was. Oh my God! And I was so cool. I was like, can you do a triple act? And she was doing things for me.
Just like a little puppet. Can you do the thing where you spin
magic
around?
when they do it. It's crazy how they'll spin those
so
giant
good.
heavy skates around, whirling, and then land it. But Chris could actually skate enough too, because he grew up in Wisconsin, right? So,
that was that's the funniest surprise of the sketch, is that he was actually good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's wearing a goofy outfit, and then of course he's falling, and then he's screaming, and then throws her in the air.
Chris is falling and screaming, and it's hilarious.
Was that before or after the Chippendales?
Oh, I think it must have been after, because Chippendales was early on. I think Downey said it might have been his fourth or fifth show.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, that was great. Another monster.
Yeah.
Did you hear any blowback at Chippendales about he didn't want to do it? I didn't hear that.
There's a big controversy. Was Chris being exploited or just being funny? And some feel one way, some feel another.
I mean, I remember-ish that I don't feel like he felt that way.
I don't either.
I didn't get that vibe either. I thought he knew exactly.
I mean, he would take off all his clothes to walk into the rewrite meeting.
He was always
so it's
naked,
right. But it was always like, it was never if I can say, it was never inappropriate.
It was expected.
It was, it was not, it didn't feel, it wasn't I've never felt threatened by Chris.
Yeah.
Well, because he was enjoying it so much, and he was so joyous about it, and so silly and cackling, and he'd burst into the writer's room naked, kind of with his legs crossed, and then he'd do a pratfall, and then he would do that guttural, what can you do? His laugh, just was.
I just had a memory that I won't say, but I remember walking into his dressing room, like by makeup on 8.
Yeah.
And he was like, Marcy, come in here. Like, and I was like, okay, and then he did something. You cannot fucking do that.
Yeah, I know.
Let me
Sometimes he pushes his wiener in between and does like the bush shot. He would do that, the Silence of the Lambs. He would do that about twice a week in different parts of the set.
There weren't that many of us, too. I mean, it seemed like there was like.
Well, do you remember this, Marcy? And I know we're jumping around, of course, but that we never talk about on here. That was such a weird thing that I don't know if you kept doing, but Mohunk. I was just going to bring Mohunk up to you.
Yeah.
The retreat, because by the way, I planned, that was one.
Was that your idea?
What Lauren said, we're going on a retreat. Lauren and Jim Downey wanted
it's like a movie
retreat.
Yeah.
So, and they were like, Marcy, you plan it. I planned the party. I mean, I was like, okay, I was 22.
Yeah.
I had just gotten there. And I said to Aaron
Maroney,
I was like, you need to help me do that. I mean, what are we doing?
Okay.
Like, we're too young to do this.
Well, just for a second, has there ever been a retreat before or after with the whole cast of SNL? I never. That was a one-off. Did you have more than one?
That was the weirdest thing.
So we all went to Mohonk. All the cast, I guess, the writers and Marcy go on. Planned it, I guess, but it was a one-off.
It was the cast and the writers, and like we had campfires, and then we had like parties, and it was like camp college.
Yeah,
it was. I actually, Lori Jo has photos. I think it was.
It was yeah, she does. Those are crazy. We're throwing the football around.
Yeah, there was the football, and then we all. And I was thinking about that last night. I was like, God, Mohonk. I think we did it twice.
We never have
I
ever
only
talked
went
about
once,
Mohonk on
but
this.
I remember Lauren did a s'more demonstration. It's the proper way to make a s'more.
Everyone,
it's about the graham crackers, marshmallow, and chocolate. Marcy,
Kevin, are you looking? Kevin, you have to see it. Okay, smash them together.
Stories and stuff.
Lauren
telling a ghost story. It's that thing of like you want to open the closet door, but then again you don't want to open the closet door.
And then he said "boo" or something like that.
And you're running.
But how about this? Norm said, I think Norm was new, and he said that he got there. And it was like a big haunted place, like from The Shining or something.
No, it's terrifying.
Together, yeah.
And every time people talk about Long Island, I go, "Is that where we went from?" And you want to know what Mohonk is? Everyone's like, "No."
Upstate
I go,
New York.
Is it Montauk? I don't know where it is.
We all had haunted experiences there. I did a movie there, and I had haunted experience. You guys have some weird poltergeist
like
stuff? Yeah, in my room, I absolutely had a poltergeist experience at Mohonk.
Terrifying, and I remember Aaron sleep in my room. Like we were. It was very big and
gothic and
yeah.
Who picked the hotel?
Lauren. Lauren was a thing.
Shelley Duvall.
It's called Mohonk Mountain House, and it was a place that someone had done.
Got killed at.
Yeah, that was a.
Yeah.
Well, Marcy, Norm McDonald goes. He goes, when I got there, Farley goes. Because Norm was new. He goes, I have to tell you a secret, which is always a good Farley bit. He goes, come here, Norm. And he goes, we keep walking. And he goes, Norm, follow me down here. So they walk farther. And he goes, then we go down a hall. Then we go down to the basement. Then he comes in a room and he closes the door. And he goes, what, Farley? He goes, Pat's a girl.
So Chris went all that trouble.
Yeah, he went all that way for a bit. It's Pat.
How funny.
Mohonk just reminded me.
It's Pat was an old sketch.
Were you there when I had to produce sort of like the Mohonk thing, the Mohegan Sun Casino night? Were you guys involved in that? All right.
That was a separate trip?
It was your precious Jimmy Fallon and Tina Fey, maybe?
Yeah, because I spanned a lot of years. No, it wasn't that. It was Dan Aykroyd. Not that I was in the 70s, but they brought in a bunch of SNL former cast members, and maybe it was like that group. I can't remember.
Wow. Well,
that was a whole other kind of version of Mohonk, but in a casino.
I would rather do that. So would Norm, I'm sure.
So also, we can go anywhere we want to go, but you also were part of like picking cast members, having a big influence, seeing them audition.
I was getting to that. She discovered comedy superstars Molly Shannon, Tracy Morgan, Fallon, Seth Meyers, Will Ferrell, Armisen Catan, Daryl Hammond, Sarah Silverman. It says Kevin James.
Kevin James for the Mall Cop movie.
That's so funny because Kevin James, Stephen Colbert, Kevin James were my two. I kept saying, why can't we hire them? But Jim and Lauren, that didn't, it
didn't compute.
Stephen Colbert was, he was the understudy when I went to Chicago before, like Lauren and everybody would come. Mike Shoemaker. Have you had Mike Shoemaker on yet?
No, we'd love to.
Shroom Taker? No.
I was there. Maybe it was just Mike. I think I remember whoever I was going to see was sick, and Stephen Colbert.
It was
the understudy, and I'm like, that guy's really funny.
It was Steve Carell, and then he understudied Steve Carell. Yes, and Steve was sick.
Yes.
Yeah,
look at that.
Have you already heard this story?
I called him the two Steves. Remember when we put him on the show in '96? Because luckily SNL passed on them, or at least didn't see them properly, because they were brilliant at what they were doing. And also Bill Hader, Maya Rudolph,
Jason Sudeikis,
Anna Sudeikis is on so there. Who? Well, I don't know. Here's like a question that's maybe Barbara Walters. Who was the one you saw like they stepped out and you went, holy shit! Not only should they be on SNL, they're going to kick ass.
Yeah, who's a clear star?
Wow.
Other than all of them.
Everyone that obviously ends up on SNL stands out. I mean, there isn't anyone, who.
There's something there.
It's a hard vetting process. If you find your way into the inner sanctum, you got some kind of chops, because it's difficult.
I mean, Jimmy and Seth both Seth, I feel like he had the perfect audition. He just nailed it. And
he didn't do impressions. What does he do? Or did he?
He had a pretty good ear. I mean, if he wanted to
do an impression. I think he did Hugh Grant. I remember because I remember
he does a few.
I remember that Ayala had seen him in Chicago, and she said, he's a great writer. That's what. And I said, well, he also is. He looks like he could be on TV. I mean, more so than I could. So, and I said, no, we should put him on. Like Tina Fey was the same thing. Everyone, Scott adds it. When I was in Chicago, he's the one who said Tina Fey is a brilliant genius, and Scott adds it is so funny and so great. And Scott adds it auditioned for SNL and didn't end up getting hired, but he kept saying Tina Fey. And so Tina ended up being hired as a writer first, and then she ended up becoming a cast member. So I mean,
I when I guest hosted the show the first time, Lauren always, you'll do Church Lady. So then I was with it was Tina was assigned to me. So we did it on and off all week, and when she would write, she would do, well, I'm doing, and then when I did it with Seth later, he did the same thing. They both would just do the Church Lady to me. So Tina in some ways kind of reminds me of Steve Martin. Just totally. And the fountain of writing that she can do. She's kind of shy in a sense.
Never ending. Yeah. Very sweet.
They can perform their ass off, and the writers, they're good friends, right? Because they seem like they're brother and sister or something.
Yeah.
There are certain people that I email with. Every time they send me an email, I laugh out loud,
Yeah.
Those two are super funny. They're Tina's she's unbelievably funny.
What does she come to you and say? I want to do 30 Rock because you're on 30 Rock, right? You.
No, the way that came about was they called me in. Lauren was like, "Get Marcy." You know, I came in.
Marcy,
and you're just in a special room waiting for your orders.
Yeah,
Marcy, we need something.
Right next door. And they're like, they told me the idea, and they said, you know, we want Alec in this. And I was like, ooh, that's going to be interesting to convince him to do a TV show. But then I read the script and I think because I was the Alec whisperer
rep.
You understood Alec.
The Alec whisperer.
Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
And I actually, when I read the script, I was like, this is, he's going to win every award. I thought it was so perfect for him and so funny. And that was my job. I was like, I got it. So I had to convince him to do that. Also, you know, like a lot of people, what did you do in SNL? Well, as you know, the read through, there are 50 sketches and then they go down to
13.
Right. And then I have to convince the host to do them.
Yeah.
No one else is doing that job. That was my job.
And that's difficult, right? Because so much work.
It's really difficult because I feel protective of the host. That's my job. I also have a job, which is to make sure the show runs, and Lauren and Jim and, you know, Tina, Seth, you know, whoever's show running it. We get on, I have to look at the big picture, but I also have to make sure that the publicists and the managers and the agents and the host and the musical guests all want to come back. Cause I would always argue, you know, we're inviting them. And then we basically tell them that they can't,
we can't sabotage them.
So it's like, you know, it, as you know, once you become on Monday and especially if the host is into it, you know, I get attached. I got attached to some more than others. And so with Alec, you know, he's so smart and so funny and so brilliant. And when I knew the way to convince him to do that show, and it worked. And also, I mean, it was just.
Well, how did you convince him? What was your strategy?
Well, I mean, it's just a pilot. It obviously was so well written and perfect. And also he had a lot to do with making that show, even that pilot script. I went over to his house and I read it with him, and I played the Tina part and he played
Lemon.
And we just kept doing it. And, you know, he didn't want to do, and the whole thing, I kept that whole season, it was negotiating with Jeff Zucker, Mark Graboff, you know, because he just only wanted to do 2 episodes or 3 episodes. But the brilliant thing about Alec was that he really produced it too. I mean, it was his idea. Jane Krakowski, he really fought for her, and he is so funny. And isn't he almost sort of like a cast member on SNL?
Can I interject a quick thing? And I wonder if you were there, Marcy, but it was really struck me when Alec first hosted, because he was full movie star.
Yeah, of course.
And I remember he's just on the set with us and we're blocking or whatever. And I guess I kind of said something to the effect of, what do you want to do? And he goes, well, I want to do this.
Yes,
you think I want to be on a submarine going, aye, Captain, the rest of my fucking life? It was like, this guy was a full-blown, ready to go, give him a franchise.
Full star.
He could be James Bond.
Full-blown.
And he...
they gave him the fucking Fugitive, which is a huge movie.
Yes.
They gave him Harrison
all the
Ford's,
Tom Clancy submarine ones. He could have done
and
all
he
those.
fell out. He fell out of Fugitive to do a play.
So he is like a cast member. He's between a guy who's on the show. He's like a second, his own individual lane of a cast member.
Hosted in, I want to say, like 91. I mean, it was like one
Marcy was my 3rd show, and it was it went Corbin Burnson, maybe Alec, and then Dice, and then Candace Bergen. But Alec was such a star. I think you set up a thing for us to see Hunt for Red October.
Yes.
And maybe Miami Blues.
Yeah. Well, then did he? Because he hosted.
Maybe when he hosted again.
He hosted.
So that was his first time hosting, and he did Green Hilly, which I always bring up. I thought was so funny. Remember he's kissing everyone, and he did the mimic, and he did, and he was so funny. And then he got up for an Emmy for that. And
that's right.
And I remember Dennis Miller in the summer goes, "Christ, Spudley, There's no fucking chance. You're up for an Emmy for absolutely no reason. It's your second show. Your name's on the credits. I go, yeah, but I'm up. I'm going to the Emmys, motherfucker.
Motherfucker. So your relationship with him is
great.
very, you are the Alec horse whisperer. I mean, and he person whisperer, and he won Emmys. He made a lot of money.
And
hugely
great
successful
show.
Tina's
that
writing.
show. The problem with SNL and that show is that once you've worked on those shows, it's very hard to work on something else
because it just feels like molasses, right? So slow.
That's the problem. And I like it's it's amazing. I mean, 30 Rock, like those read throughs were just, you were crying laughing.
Yeah.
And I mean,
and then it was a single camera or a mix with an audience and single camera or
single, no audience.
So it gets a little tedious.
Another thing Alec used to say to me, just go. I know it single camera is
just go.
It's
like a movie. Single camera is like a movie.
And it was long, but what was nice, there were so many people from SNL that I was doing both jobs. I was going from SNL. It was weird because I think there was a point where everyone in SNL was like, "Where's Marcy?" and everyone at 30 Rock said, "Where's Marcy?" Like I was never anyone.
What were your titles at that point? Then it was executive producer, talent coordinator,
executive producer of 30 Rock, which I had to fight for.
Your book should be called "Where's Marcy," or "Get Marcy."
Get Marcy.
Get me Marcy now.
Did you ever hear Jeff Daniels? Do you remember when Jeff Daniels lost his eyebrows?
His eyebrow.
Oh, when he lost his eyebrows. Was that his second time? I was with him.
That was one of the most terrifying. The plaster.
The plaster thing, and I remember that story.
On a Friday night, and like they had to pour oil and take off his face, and I remember the next week it was for the Jay Leno.
Can we just for a second for the listeners describe what that is? They put you in a head cast, and you breathe through a straw in your nose.
It's a life mask.
And you can't hear, see. It's all over your mouth. You just have one little straw in your nose. And it can be very claustrophobic. So they somehow it was the wrong mix of glue.
We found out it wasn't real plaster or something.
It was real plaster, but what was crazy about it was George Mendez. Remember George Mendez, who sort of had the Lorne hair, and he was in charge of the studio. And I remember he came up to me, and he was like, "We need to talk."
Oh no!
We need to talk.
I remember how scary this was.
And he said, he's like, "We have bad situation going on." Again, it was me because I'm the talent person, and this was like midnight Friday night. It's tumbleweed there. It's like
we need a casket for Jeff Daniels.
He's like, come down. And then I go into the makeup room, and he's screaming. It was, I've never seen. It was like, I was like,
he's
this is like
covered in plastic.
Is it still? It's still covered, and you can hear him screaming.
Screaming and kicking and going and saying, "Get this off me!" But he couldn't speak, And I go running up. Aaron was outside of Lauren's office, and Jim. I was like, she's like, "Well, they're in there." I'm like, I just burst in. And I'm like, Jeff Daniels, like it was
his dying, literally
down there. And then I had to call Dr. Lamb. Dr. Lamb happened to be in the Rainbow Room. I feel like this was an episode on 30
Unreal.
Rock.
Should have been 30 Rock.
And he was like in a bow tie, and then he came down. And anyway, it was just, it was that, I don't know.
How did they get it off? Was there a chain?
Dana, I think I remember. Yeah. They bent it back from his forehead and took an X-Acto and went down and cut off his eyebrows.
And his eyebrows and
eyelashes.
Hair. And then
it ripped off.
We were deposed. I mean, it was a whole big thing. Like, what the fuck happened? Basically, why was there any...
Was it a sabotage? It was.
Well, you remember that. That's what George
Because I've never heard of that happening. Like, how did they get the wrong mix, the wrong plaster?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
I remember,
I'll just say
Marcy,
two
they
words,
said,
Jim Carrey. No, I'm
all I know,
that was
when
a joke.
They said,
all I know is the next week it was Monday, and the show, it was like,
nobody cared. But also, Jeff Daniels, to his credit, went through all that and then did the show the next day.
He was unfucking
and did great on the show.
You can see his eyebrows are like painted in. Now, they said, because I got a life mask once, and I was telling him, and they said, when I put the holes in, they go, we're going to cover your ears. It's just plaster over your whole head.
Yeah.
They go, cover your ears, cover your mouth, cover your nose. And they said, when we cover like the third one, you are going to freak out. And I said, why? They said, it's just, you can't. And I said, no, I'm very calm. I know. They go, we're going to do it very slowly. And right when it covered, I go, take it off. Like it's something about being buried alive. Yes. And they said, if you cover this, if you get sick or throw up, you will die because you can't, it has nowhere to go. And all I thought is Jeff Daniels, them going, calm down, because if he throws up, he died.
I had one that didn't go wrong, but they had to do it twice. But the first time, I mean, I've had many of them, maybe 8 or 10 in different situations. But they put it on, and for some reason, they're talking to each other, and all you're hearing is, it sounds like they're panicking. So then they needed to do another one. Guys, just talk calmly to each. Because when I hear, we're going, it's like, hand me that. But yeah, it's a very, it's a real mind fuck. It's a meditative thing to go. They're professionals. Everything's okay. It goes against all your human instincts. Wow. Okay. So you had a shoe thrown at your head, almost got blinded.
Yeah.
You saw a host almost die in your arms.
Yeah.
Other than Alec, who are you the closest with out of all those hosts? Do you still stay in touch with any of them?
I actually became close with Gwyneth Paltrow, Renee Zellweger.
Okay.
John Hamm, because
he's cool.
He's a sweetheart,
is it obviously because you're seeing them at their most real and vulnerable when they're doing quick changes and they're exhausted. So then you get to know them and they're looking for you as a life raft. Like, Marcy, is this normal? Am I okay?
Yeah.
So it's a very bonding.
And you get them through it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I didn't, when I became a mom, when I had kids, I was like, oh, this is like when the hosts.
Yeah.
I go with my kids like they're hosts, like.
That's how your parenting style. That's perfect. So you knew what to do with accidents and ER visits.
When I'm like, actually, they're right. There is that time between dress and air when the host is not in the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, ooh, that's the host's favorite sketch. And I already see that that's gonna go.
Yeah.
And I would fight and say, like, you can't do that. I mean, there's stuff that goes on that, behind this.
You
for
hear
the audience.
You hear the way everyone is talked about.
What?
You hear how everyone is talked about in the heat of the moment.
Yes,
there's no time to be polite.
I could go in anywhere. There wasn't a place that I was not able to go in and know what was going on. And so between dress and air, the thing that's always funny is I always would say to the host on Monday, at the party, you are going to say this was the best week of your life. And they always look at me. And at the party, they're always like, you were right. You know what I mean? Everyone reacts the same way. They're
full of endorphins, full of let's tell the crowd that listens. We have a huge crowd.
We have at least 2,700 listeners.
I heard this is a popular podcast. A few people have mentioned.
Whoops! What are you talking
you've
about,
been mentioned
Mossy?
on it.
I never heard such a thing. Whoops!
When the host does a read through, which we talk about a lot, but I think the one we don't really talk about is from the read through. That everyone breaks. Yep. All the writers cast
Wednesday at 8.
Now,
we would all go out to dinner.
Yeah.
Lauren, the host, let's say Lauren, Alec, Downey, Smigel, maybe Franken. That's when I was there. Would all go in to pick the sketches. So they put them all on a card.
No. No. First, it was Lauren, Jim, me.
Yeah.
Oh, go
ahead. The host goes in later. There's a pre-host meeting that you
how are we going to break it to the host that this one?
And then some writers and producers are asked in, like, Lauren would like to see you, and he's like, could you make that sketch shorter, or could you take out that entrance? So he's producing. Then what happens?
It's dangling.
Yeah.
And there was always a host would always say, like, what, I thought I was going to do a Wayne's World. They never, and I'm like, and then, there was always that thing of, when Lauren would be, someone had to do a Wayne's World, you'd have to.
A host would come in and say, I want to be on blank.
Well, there would be that.
This sketch.
There would also be on Wednesday, it was like, how long Wednesday is. Well, what happened to that sketch that they So that would always be like, I'd have to go and be like, he's mentioning this, that,
Yeah.
didn't happen. So that there was a pre-meeting before the meeting.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And the host gets a vote when he's in there. Obviously, they're in it. So they say, what do you think of this? What do you think of this? We thought this would go up early in the show. And then someone would say, like, I wrote that one thing with Tom Hanks, Subway Surfing. It wasn't the greatest, but he liked it.
Right.
So they go, it's all negotiations. They're like, we'll give you that.
Right.
We'll give it a chance. Now, it's already dangling because it might go the wrong way and it's not that strong.
Right.
And when we did it dress rehearsal, when Tom was on, we joked about it because it was bombing. And we knew in the middle of it, we were looking at each other going, it's over.
Yeah,
But we gave it everything. And then they just move it to the other side of the board when you walk in and you go, it didn't
I
even
know.
happen.
Everyone
We're not
comes
even going
in-
to discuss it.
Everyone comes in at 11:10. The show starts in 20 minutes. There's 60 of us in Lauren's office. And you come in and you look at the board and you look what's off the board. Still, the card is up there. But you had to be the bearer of either good news or bad news all week with a host. Yeah. And did you have a tactic with that? You'd say, but this is in. You've softened them first, and this is going great. This one probably, I think, is cut. Or how did you? I guess you're skilled at that.
I think that I was so much a part of the week, and especially with Jim, I kind of I knew where we were headed, and also I feel like I'm too honest, and I would never lie to a host unless I'm trying to think of, there must have been times where I'm like, okay, I have to convince them to do
right.
Like Lauren might say to me, go in and find out it's fly on the wall or fly on the window, like which one is it? And I think that those were times where, I don't know, I think I'm just direct and straight.
Well, I don't think you lie because it's going to bite you in the ass later because they're going to figure it out.
Thing. And also,
well, I think, Marcy, I'm going to interject this. You were very popular because you were so real. And that's why you're fun to have dinner with or talk to.
And you could be blunt.
And you could be just honest. And so I think you had a good skill set for that particular part of your resume on Saturday Night Live of dealing with vulnerable people. But I still, once someone is a host and you see them later out in the real world, there is just a bonding there.
There's a huge bond. I know I always said, like, it's amazing. You were just talking about Tom Hanks, but even people that, I mean, they know you both, you're famous, but I see people, whether it's the Golden Globes or on the street, Marcy, like I recently went to a thing, like a screening for Nicole Kidman, the I Love Lucy, when she did the, and I walked up to her. I brought Mary Ellen with me, the photographer at SNL, who's a good friend of mine. And I walked up to Nicole. I hadn't seen her in a really long time. And I said, I said, I don't know if you remember me. She's like, of course I remember you. She said, that week, you got me through that week. I mean, I could not believe that she remembered me. But I think for hosts, that week is fucking intense.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, it's fucking intense. It's fucking amazing. These motherfuckers come in like they're the top of the mark, and we got.
But it is amazing to be a part of all of it and know how the whole thing works.
I'll say that, and David will back me up. In the very first, even before we started our first podcast, just aggregating people to come on this show, and you were one of the first that popped in my head, like, well, Marcy Klein, because she's connected, by so many situations that
everything. It's in it from when I was there. I mean, who got to work with them? Us, then Will Ferrell. You got to see the switching from Dana and all those guys to all of us, and then Will Ferrell, Tina, and Jimmy.
I missed it. Well, you guys, it was weird because when it was so much smaller and I was so close with all of you, and then you guys left, and then like Norman, Lori, Joe, and Jim, and like everyone was leaving, and I'm like, oh God. And then I'm in my 30s. Then I was in my 40s, and I'm like but then all my friends live in LA. You know, it's I miss.
And there's 25 cast, and you're like, I don't even think I've met everyone this year.
So you're as close to like Lauren, has 45 years of being a teacher in school, and then his former classmates go and he sees them around campus, And so you had your own experience with that. Like, now I'm in the Will Ferrell, or here's Anna Gasteyer, or, now it's Bill Hader.
And then you met me when I was like doing everything. And then I became in charge, and that's a whole other thing. And like we were talking about Farley, and I remember when he hosted, and I had to call everyone. I knew things were bad. I mean, I just was like, he could not make it through this. And everyone was so excited he was there. And I remember Tracy Morgan and I feel like Jim Brewer, I think they shared an office, and everyone was like, it was a Tuesday night and Farley wanted to go out, and I called the entire cast into the talent department, and I said, you cannot go out with him. You cannot. I just knew something bad was going to happen. And there was, I felt more like a mom. Like, I don't feel like you guys didn't know me in that role. I was younger, I feel like, but then I became the mom of everyone.
Well, you're like one of us. We're all around the same age. We're all younger, like jumping around.
The interns, I'd be like, they can't come to the party. Like they're young,
I remember getting that little ticket, like you would slip all of us, that said where the party was. And then during I was the show,
of the party. And then I would seat people like Dana's table, and have to have like someone in my office. I'm like, find out how many people David has. Is
right?
Dana,
he's going to sit with Spade with Sandler, and they can have a +1 each.
And
there's
then
a 4 top.
We would all hang out and sit, and then it running a party at 1 a.m. And I know nothing about running, but then eventually everyone was so nice. And that's the thing, like everyone is supportive of each other. So no one ever got mad. Where's my table? You know what I mean? There was
and the party would kind of get up and running like at 2 a.m. because the good nights were at 1 a.m. We get in the cars. Maybe it's during the winter. So it's like starting a party at 2 a.m. When was the last time you started a party at 2 a.m. after 13-hour work day?
I don't go out after 9.
That's why I left. I couldn't. I never saw my kids. And like on Sunday, I was completely out.
Yeah,
it's it's like jet lag. It's like.
It totally like jet lag. Yeah. And and I'm still recovering, as Jim Downey says, like he's still recovering.
From those days.
Recovering from the 15th anniversary. I'm still.
I remember that one.
The 15th. What about the 40th? Now the 50th. Are you going to? You think the 50th? That's going to happen,
Sickening.
Right? The 50th?
Seems like
surreal.
Why not?
Mohunk. All right, we better wrap it up with her, Dana. This went faster than we thought, Marcy.
Thank you. I love you guys. I miss you.
When you're
we
out
could do
here,
a 12-parter with Marcy
tomorrow, and Jimmy Fallon. There's something like some screening of his
of who?
Oh, great!
I hope Adam Sandler remembers me.
He will. He's on the road right now doing gigs.
What do you mean I'm not going to remember you? Sorry.
Iraqi Pete.
Iraqi Pete. Marcy Klein. Yeah, this is, season 3, we're having you back because there's too many stories, but it's so much fun to chat
She's
with you.
the glue.
Look us up when you're in LA. We'll go to that crazy restaurant that you put your phone in a satchel and be there for 7 hours. And this time, Faye Dunaway better show up.
Bye.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye.
Hey, what's up, flies? What's up, fleas? What's up, people that listen? We want to hear from you and your dumb questions.
Questions, ask us anything. Anything you want.
You can email us at flyonthewall@cadence13.com. We're going to do a Q&A question. I got to first say my code is fucking off the hook. If I may be so present with my
I didn't know
thing.
Sears still had a boys department. I'm trying. Sorry.
The code is the word bumping has been thrown
a bit
around.
Of a NASA vibe over
Fucking
there.
ridiculously
Apollo 17.
cooler than fuck pie, but I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to over talk about
What
it.
color do you call that? Taupe?
Yeah, you know, it's a great question.
Yeah, taupe. Is it taupe?
I don't think so. I said olive and then I said gray.
Oh, it has an olivey taupe. Yeah.
And it's got a diametric. You can't buy this. You can't buy that shape.
But you can live on the moon with it.
Yeah, that's where I should
It looks
go.
very astronaut-y to me.
Thanks.
Your new nickname is Buzz Spade.
Buzz Plowwood. That's my porn name.
Buzzed Spade.
Buzz Spade is
But
more
enough
like
about
it, yeah.
Tito's neat.
Hello. He's got his ratatouille hat on.
Ah,
I like that.
I want to tell you about the question. Don't tell an accenter.
That's a good color. All right, let's your question. Here's Dana reading a
All right, I'm
question.
going to read a question.
From Simon
Mhm.
Etherington.
Hi, Dana and David. The show is great. Can't get enough.
We always add that part.
I listened to the entire. Hey, this is in your handwriting. I listened to the entire Farley tribute twice. That's nice.
All 9 hours.
It seems like when you get to SNL, you get a wooden desk, a yellow legal pad, and Bernie Brillstein as your manager. How is that? Seemingly everyone on the show ended up with Bernie as their manager. Or am I just imagining that he was everyone's manager? Maybe you could give a little more insight into
It's a racket.
into how so many cast members ended up working with
Also,
Bernie.
Lauren.
Sharon Etherkin.
Lauren's with Bernie. So what it was,
Ether-
I think
yeah.
at the beginning, you would know more, Dana. He had a management company.
Sharon
Simon.
Oh, shit. Okay. I don't have my
I said-
big boy glasses on. Excuse me.
Where are you cheaters?
Excuse me. I should never drink before these.
I'm going to go to Rite Aid.
Simon
Get you some.
Etherington.
So Bernie
Simon.
was enough of Simon. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, but that was the guy who wrote us the question.
I know. I don't care about him anymore. I took his question. I came
Why are you
out the
so
door.
mad at Simon?
I don't know. He's
all
being
of
a
a sudden,
dick.
all your rage is coming out.
Bernie handled Belushi, Aykroyd, Lorne. It's so funny to handle both sides of the table.
Bernie was an old-timey manager.
Yeah.
He was probably, when I met him, like 41. He seemed like he was 70, and then when he was 70, he seemed 70.
He looked like Santa Claus.
He looked
Big,
exactly like Santa Claus, literally.
white hair. White
And
beard.
he did manage all the original cast. He just got in there, and I think Lauren was the first client, and then everyone went with Bernie. And then by the time I came along, Bernie had hired Brad Gray and Mark Gervitz to be some of his partners, and we had Sandy Warnick in there. And
Brillstein company is a company you'll hear about a lot. He has so many SNL people, you're right, are connected to it. Me, Sandler, Dana, Kevin, Neil and Dennis Miller, Norm, Farley, Lovitz, Schneider for a while.
Bill Maher.
Who was that?
Bill Maher, Ed O'Neill.
Bill Maher, I don't know. Yeah, a lot of SNL people, a lot of just famous people. But they always had sort of a monopoly on SNL, which is great because they know Lauren so well. They know the negotiations so well. They know
It became a farm league ecosystem when Brad or Bernie would say, I think this guy could be good, because he talked like that.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
then they'd sign you, and then now they're gonna. It's beneficial for everybody.
And Bernie was just a taste of old show business. Like I said, he had a big voice.
Yeah.
And a lot of people do better impressions of him than me, but he's like,
Sandler used to call people from our office. We'd answer fan mail, and he'd just call as Bernie and talk to some kid as Bernie. This is Bernie, Adam's manager. And we just answer fan mail when we're bored and just call the number and ask for some kid and then talk to him.
he was one of those
Fun.
guys, he leaned into me when he first met me. He goes, you got a face for television.
A face for television?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I don't know. I had a Disney face for a while before life beat the shit
Have
out of me.
you ever
I
been
was
described as cherubic? That's what I was going to say.
Whoa. Uh-oh, don't we do a thing? Abracadabra. I got
jinx.
legally carded by a mentally healthy person to buy a beer at age 53.
I got carded. Honestly, I told you this, Heather. A month, like it was, where was it? Was it my own show or something? I went somewhere and they go, no, it was at Chili's. She goes, I gave my credit card. No, I ordered a drink because I have a problem.
Well, you don't order drinks too much. Come on, fans.
I had to because it was nighttime.
Okay,
So-
well, Simon's
So
listening.
she goes, I know who you are and I'm a huge fan, but I have to see your ID. Why? I don't understand.
Legally.
So I give it to her and she goes, some quick math, carry the 4. And then she goes, okay. Why did we do that? What if she was like, so you weren't in Grown-Ups when you were 1?
I've seen a 90-year-old man get carded at a liquor store. He's like, literally, I can't even see.
We have to.
It's just the law.
It's the law.
Even with the fuzz on the chin, they tag you.
I go, you okay with this? Light a match. All right. Well,
how did we answer the question?
I don't know what the question is. Oh, Bernie.
Bernie Brillstein, great guy. Everyone, it was an ecosystem, a farm league team of being with Brillstein.
Has a book out if you want to read it, and it's very interesting about all that stuff.
Yeah.
He has his own book out.
Great guy, Bernie. Loved him.
Thank you for the question.
Thank you, Simon.
This has been a podcast presentation of Cadence 13. Please listen, then rate, review, and follow all episodes. Available now for free wherever you get your podcast.
No joke, folks. Fly on the Wall has been a presentation of Cadence 13, executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Chris Corcoran of Cadence 13, and Charlie Finan of Brillstein Entertainment.
The show's lead producer is Greg Holtzman, with production and engineering support from Serena Regan and Chris Basil of Cadence 13. I call in every 3 days, and she goes, "What do you need?" And I go, "There's a lot." They go, "There's a lot of people around. I can't talk, but I'll just say this: boy, yoing, yoing, yoing." And she goes, "You need that again?" I go, "Do I?"
Oh.
She goes, "Yeah, you do."
Oh, I see.
I go, "Boing."
David, before we get started today, on today's very special edition of Superfly, if I might say, we have got a show for you. I'm telling you.
Do.
that's when the show's like. Anyway, in other news, George Soros, the billionaire, bought Odyssey, our parent company. So I wanted to just send him a little note and read it here for George Soros.
Okay.
And I'll do it a little bit as a character just because.
Sure.
George Soros, I am honored and grateful that you are now the proud owner of our parent company, Odyssey Incorporated.
That's nice.
I hope you will find our podcast, Fly on the Wall and Superfly, amusing, and may they always be a masculine podcast. George Soros, I'm going to leave you now because I know you are a busy man.
That's it.
David, do you know where that's from?
I think it's from Godfather. Is it from Godfather? Yeah.
Yeah. And I wasn't my best Luca Brasi. It should be more. I'm honored and grateful that you you are now the proud owner of our parent company, Odyssey Incorporated. I hope you will find our podcast a masculine podcast. George Soros, I'm going to leave you now because I know you're a busy man. Use either take, Greg.
That was because masculine is where I got it.
Yes. And that's just kind of interesting.
It's great. We got a new boss.
We got a new boss.
We'll get him to call in soon.
Okay, so I lit the candle. Now I understand.
I understand.
You had quite a weekend. We call this segment Catching Up with David. We save all of we walkie-talkie, but in-person stuff is this.
Yeah.
So
David had
what happened?
A couple things going on. I'm going to do another day on that movie I'm doing, and I'm going to tell you about next week because I'll have more done under my belt.
I didn't know you were doing a movie.
Did I tell you that? Doing a couple days on a movie.
I can't keep track of your...
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's not the lead, so I don't care about it at all. But it is. It's something to do. Yeah. It's time killer.
To say I was proud would be an understatement.
You better be proud of me. And then I went to Houston to do a show for a charity, And the funny thing, it was, obviously a couple days after the eclipse, we had talked to Sarah Sherman about the eclipse and learned everything you could learn. And and so when I go to Houston, I get a Uber. He's going to take me to Chili's or wherever. So I get in, and just I have nothing to talk about. So I go, "Hey, did the eclipse make it down here?" Whatever. I don't know what I'm saying. And he goes, "Oh yeah, the eclipse it got dark." And I go, "Oh, guess that's how he sounded." We have to always say that. And he goes.
So I like it. It's a nondescript accent.
It just separates my voice from his. So you know who's talking.
It's a foreign guy.
And so he goes, the sun goes here, and the moon is here. I'm like, is he explaining an eclipse to me? I went to second grade, so I go, oh yeah.
So far, he's completely correct.
So far, he's fucking nailing it, and he's like,
that's it.
Now also. Now he's going like this, and the sun kind of goes like this, and I don't know which one's forward for him, but he goes, and so he's getting it a little wrong. He's like, it's going kind of like this, and the sun jumps around, and I go, okay, by the way, where are your hands? There's also a steering wheel, because now they're both off. Now he's just like, and then there's the stars, and I'm back here, and he's like, I'm like, just let's do the eclipse like this, where I just
like
those
effects.
Yeah, all right. And so that was that story. That's all.
That was that story.
Yeah, I got to keep them tight.
I have a story.
Go ahead.
I have a story about I got to learn Rosetta Stone. I know it's our sponsor.
Yeah, they're great.
But I have to learn better Spanish. I'm doing some work on my house, and I have a lot of brilliant, incredibly great Spanish workers, or probably from Mexico. So last week, the guys who are painting my house are so much fun. They laugh so hard that I had to go outside and I had to explain it to them. So I'm kind of like, but they didn't speak any English. I'm like, guys, because I didn't want to suppress them because they're laughing. I go, hey guys, could you, like, when you're laughing, I can't hear. And so could you just be quiet for like 20 more minutes and then you can really laugh. And the guy was looking at me literally like this, like Biden basically.
Yeah.
And I think he thought he was in trouble. So I go, just 10 more minutes and then you can be really loud. I'm doing a podcast over Zoom. And then they're like, what are guys do?
He doesn't know anything. They don't know Zoom.
I'm going to learn.
No, you're telling him a hard thing. If you know broken English or broken Spanish, if he tried to tell you he was on a Zoom, you wouldn't get it. I mean, it's just too complicated.
Yeah, mucho trabajo. Muy bien. ¿Cómo está? I mean, I have all the basics.
Oh. More than I do.
Let me tell you, do you ever call a doctor to refill a prescription?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this a different bit?
Well, I call, this is another bit.
Okay.
I call in every month for the same prescription. I won't say what it is. And the nurse, who's so sweet, always acts like it's the first time I've called. Remember, it's every 30 days.
Yeah.
And I'd like to order this. And she's like, oh, you want to do what? Well, I want to order this prescription. I'm going to have to talk to the doctor. 30 days later, I call again. Hi, I'd like to order this prescription. Oh, you want to do what? You want to order a prescription? Yeah, the same one, same address, same number. Oh, I don't know where to send it. I'm going to have to talk to the doctor. That's it.
I do it. I call in every 3 days. And she goes, what do you need? And I go, there's a lot. They go, there's a lot of people around. I can't talk, but I'll just say this, boy, yoing, yoing, yoing. And she goes, oh, you need that again. I go, do I?
Oh.
She goes, yeah, you do.
Oh, I see.
I go,
I said one time, I go, could I get some scratch? She goes, oh, you want scratch? Not a problem. Sorry.
It's all right.
Well, what does boing, yoing, 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 yoing mean? Like you have a neck problem?
No, I need boner pills.
Oh.
She got it.
I got to pay more attention.
Yeah, I was going.
Boing, yoing, 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 yoing. I know. And then you have to get the amount. Okay, so you'll have 80 milligrams every 2 days.
I go, whatever's max.
Yes,
Max.
Or I should say, that's crazy.
No,
I know.
it's funny.
I know.
What the last thing I'll tell you is I went to the UFC fight. It was a busy weekend.
Oh yeah.
This sounds like a lie.
Yes.
I was really jumping around. So I go to UFC, which I do like. It was UFC 300. It was kind of a big one. So this is the one. It was kind of a hassle for Houston. Oh, yeah, you saw it.
Yep.
So I go there. Dana White always like takes care, which if you ever wanted to come, he said, come whenever you want. So we have a fun row. We got Iron Mike Tyson in our row. We have, and it's good because you got a little space. It sounds name dropping. I'm just going to read the list of who's there just because it makes it more fun.
I'll try to do it. I'll try to do an impression of everyone was there. Yeah, we got better seats than being right up front because up here we can see all the stuff, you know.
I almost told him to come on to promote that fight with Jake Paul because I want to say, you better beat the shit out. No offense to Jake Paul, but Mike Tyson is a national hero and he better do not even punch back. Just let him beat the shit out of you. Those are my thoughts.
Right. I think if Tyson is anywhere near Tyson, if he's 1%, he wins easily. If he's 0.5%, it might be close. The only thing I think about 57 and combat sports, but I'm sure they got Mike is just you go in the first punch and then you throw out your back.
Right.
So,
and also,
I
think Jake will try to tire him out, run around, make him get tired because he's older.
That's just probably what he'll do. Right? But if he quote stands and trades in the center of the ring, alpha style, he might go nighty night before he gets back to the hotel.
Night all. When that happened in this fight, I won't bore you with the whole fight, but it was very fun because our boy Dennis Miller is right here. Dennis is at the fight with his kid Holden.
I saw him on camera. He looked great. He looked totally relaxed.
He was in a great mood. And when Dennis is in a good mood, which is all the time when I see him, he's doing Dennis jokes, which are priceless. So Theo's here and Jared Leto. And then like Chris Pratt was there. And you know who else is there? Vivek Ramsawar. Wow. I like to buy a vowel.
You're all guys are all in the same row. The guy who ran for president.
Yeah, he was there on the end of the row, and I'm like, Vivek? I don't see him everywhere.
Jeez.
So
it's a rogues gallery.
Yeah, and Miles Teller. I'm just trying to remember this row, just the row, because people are peppered all over. So we have this, and then there's the ring, and then right in front of me is Ted Sarandos, his kid Tony. So of course I just make fun of him the whole time because he's funny, and then Ari Emanuel and Dana. So. Jared Leto, who's super cool. Super cool dude. He's with his brother, and we all goof around. But between Theo here, Dennis here, and Spudley in the middle, and now we're doing it's fight. Then we have intermission jokes, fight jokes, and we're all doing jokes. I couldn't have laughed harder. You would have loved it. It was so funny.
What can I hear? What would Theo's joke be? He's
well,
not really a joke guy.
I was trying to remember going. I'm going to tell Dana about this, but like Dennis. Just keeps mumbling things like, for Christ's sakes, Spud. If it gets it's almost the last fight, and this fucking Chris Pratt has already made 3 new raccoon movies between the first and last fight. I go Guardians of the Galaxy, got it, and then Theo,
got it, yeah.
Theo, there was an Asian fight. There was 2 Asian girls, which. To see women fight is not my favorite thing. It's so unnatural in the real world, and I don't want to see that. It's hard.
Yeah, tough. That was a tough fight.
So that was tough, and they're beating the shit out of each other. They're both great. So they're doing it, and then they got her in a hold. I think she's about to choke out, and Theo goes, "Give her the password." Like I don't even know what he's talking about, So, and then when these 2 guys are fighting, he goes, "I think these guys." Go to law school together. That was one. And then when they were still fighting, he goes, is this about an HOA problem? All weird, all funny, because it's just all stupid.
Yeah, I could see Dennis would be like, okay, we're up in row 6, you got the first class down there in row 2 or 3, but that puts you back about $75K, all right? I'm just
Dennis gets comped. And
Dennis did look. He got a nice single shot. The great.
Dennis he Miller did. I love it because sometimes they show you inside and you don't know if it's outside, but they're popping around. If I was Dana White, I would just show everyone there because I saw Royce Gracie, who's the first big Brazilian UFC fighter, like a legend walking around. He just walks by. We all say hi to him. He doesn't really know us, but we're like, oh man, you're the best. And then there's people over here, I remember. And then there's football players. There's just a ton of people that they should just keep showing. It's just fun because in the downtime, there's nothing to do. So they cut to fighters in the audience, blah, blah. Overall.
Do you have a look? If the camera comes on you, do you kind of look up and do a little, what's up? What,
I go
camera's
like
on
this.
David Spade. You do that?
Okay, ready? Camera's on. Boom. And then I go like this.
Like as if you're going to fight.
I look at the camera. I go, what? What is it? And I go, Deej, 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 Deej. Now that's one of them. That's one.
So it's like you're a fighter?
I guess, yeah. Here's the one. It's the octopus through the screen.
Okay.
So if they show you to fight, go like this.
And what is that?
That's an
mean?
octopus goes through the screen. Like you're in an aquarium. It's something.
Okay.
It's different. Josh Hamilton do that.
Look, could I get a couple tickets to the UFC 301?
Yes, it's great.
I become a fan of the sport. I get the sport now. It's not just brutal things going on. There's so much strategy and athleticism. So.
Yes, and it's all, and you hear the grunting and groaning and coming. So when you're, but like so Gaethje fight, in hindsight maybe should have been last. Don't be bored if you didn't see the fight. These two badasses get in there, and at the end of the first round, the guy does a backwards kick and kicks Gaethje and breaks his nose. Right. It's hard enough to be right there to hear that cracking. Then he gets up and he comes back and he's like, birds, you go, he's out of it. But he has to keep fighting because he's a monster and he's one of the hardest hitters out there. So 4 more rounds of this.
Yeah, he's tough.
And he just, every time he gets hit in the nose, we're like, oh my God, because it's hanging on by a thread. And he just keeps fighting. He won't go down, but he's getting beat up pretty bad. So the last 10 seconds, it's over. Obviously, Holloway won, the other guy. And then Holloway, you saw, did what you said about Tyson. He points to the middle of the ring and goes, like, let's hammer it out. So they go.
And he had won the fight.
He had won the fight on the card.
He won the fight.
Yeah.
It's 10 seconds to go. You just run around and wave to the audience. Instead, he points at the thing, meet me in the middle of the ring, and we'll see who's the badass. With 10 seconds to go, they're swinging all out. You were there.
Just full windmills. And everyone freaked out and stood up like, oh my God, this is crazy. Because the guy with the broken nose is like, what are we doing? Do we need to do this? I mean, I would have been like, you won. We're all good. But he has to be tough and go, you're really going to do this to me? So windmill, and he gets cracked again. And he goes straight on his face with 1 second left in the whole fight. 1 second, he got a knockout. And he fell where,
and
folks?
Then he's completely still. It's
on his nose.
On his nose. Yes. And I mean, what they say, it's a figure of speech, but Gaethje was bleeding so much, they said he's wearing a crimson mask. It's a little cryptic.
Dennis Miller said
wearing a crimson mask.
After this round, he's going to look like Lucille Ball.
Like her face is full of blood, or that's just sort
his
of
hair's
orange?
His hair's red. His hair was red by then.
Oh, I see.
He goes, Christ, after this round, he's coming out looking like Lucy Ball.
That joke only works if you think that she's got blood red follicles coming out of her skull. I hope Dennis is listening.
Yeah, he's funny. So customarily, when someone wins, it's that good of a fight, you throw Vicodin at the ring. So we did that. And then the guy's like, I would. And then he went out.
Real?
Then we saw him later. No. And then we saw him later, and he was in a wheelchair. They're pushing around. But he did get up to do the winner, the respectful thing. But dude, I would have said, fuck it, I'm out. I got to go lay down. Yeah. So that's it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get to the headlines, the real headlines.
Let's get ready to rumble.
They don't say that anymore. They used to.
Okay.
And I heard he got $10,000 every time he said it. Now he says, it's time. You have tons of businesses. You're an entrepreneur. And when you're hiring in your small businesses, you want to find quality professionals that are right for the role. This is a big problem because sometimes you need someone right then. Someone quits, or you just can't have them anymore, or you need a hole to fill.
Yeah.
You got to check out LinkedIn jobs. LinkedIn, everyone has heard of. I know LinkedIn.
Yeah.
LinkedIn Jobs has the tools to help you find the right professionals for your team faster and for free.
Whoa. Slow down. On LinkedIn, David, 86% of small businesses get a qualified candidate within 24 hours. They hire professionals like a professional on LinkedIn. Hire professionals like a professional.
That's very fast. And you know, it's not just a job board. LinkedIn helps you hire professionals that you can't find anywhere else. Even those who aren't actively searching for a new job but might be open to the perfect role.
Mm-hmm.
In a given month, over 70% of LinkedIn users don't visit other leading job sites. So if you're not looking on LinkedIn, you're probably looking in the wrong place.
On LinkedIn, 86% of small businesses get a qualified candidate within 24 hours. Hire professionals like a professional on LinkedIn.
They know that small businesses are wearing so many hats, might not have the time or resources to hire. LinkedIn's constantly finding ways to make the process easier. They even launched, what was it? Oh, a feature that helps you write job descriptions, making the process even easier and quicker.
Get this, 2.5 million small businesses use LinkedIn for hiring. You heard me.
Yeah, I believe it.
Don't be jealous.
I am a little jealous. That's a lot.
Do you have a call to action?
I do. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/fly23. That's linkedin.com/fly23. Post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply.
Let's read it for the people driving. This is an article that says Chris Farley biopic in the works with Paul Walter Hauser in lead role. David, comment?
I'd heard some whispers about this for a long time. I've run into this guy, Paul. He's a very nice guy. I think he's been wanting to do this for a while. I don't know how. I'm a little ambivalent about it. I don't know. I just know that if Margot Robbie passes on playing me in the movie, we're going to wind up with JoJo Siwa.
She plays you. Every role you lose, she's played. You would have been Barbie.
I could have easily been Barbie.
You could have been Barbie.
Yeah.
You've got those Carrie Underwood legs.
I got Carrie Underwood legs.
All right. In all seriousness,
Yeah.
I wish him the best. I think it's great. I think one-offs and charisma, if it's very hard to get used to it in a film, like even the last Elvis movie, the guy did incredible, but you never reach Elvis. It's impossible. The charisma, but it was the best I'd seen. And but the same thing with Will Smith. When he played Muhammad Ali, he was absolutely fantastic. But the whole time you're going, but you can't do Muhammad Ali. So I wish this guy the best. To do Chris Farley, there's so much stuff there. I don't know. I'll be curious. I don't know how you do that.
I don't know where you focus either.
They approached me to play you, the David Spade story. Well, I'm a little older, and they go, So, I mean, we've done some makeup tests. Are we going to do it? Can I capture you? I don't know.
They could have you play
buddy,
me
that's
in
all I have.
this, and then someone will have to play you.
And so the car broke down.
That's me. And then they just cut away. Octopus.
Anyway, what are your thoughts on this? Because you're Chris's right-hand man, or he was your right-hand man.
Yes, I somehow turned into the
your guys are partners.
de facto widow. You knew
him best.
I wish him well. It's very, like you said, it's very hard to capture the highs and lows and the greatness and the just pure likability, and the innocence and everything that was great about him.
It's the stuff between the lines. It's the way he would look at you when he was going to do a joke, or the way he would go. He'd laugh insanely hard, like coming from someplace else. And I know he's laughing. Comedians will sometimes laugh at a comedian's joke just because the idea of someone trying to be funny is funny.
And they're doing it for you.
Yeah, kind of like.
It's
and
nice.
Then I don't know. Chris had so many sub rhythms and so many little, like when he would do the honking one, when he laughed so hard. I can't do it. But that one where he'd go to, like he's almost choking. He's laughing so hard.
And he would,
so anyway, there's a meal to be had there.
He would give it up as a comedian and laugh if you said something funny, he would laugh so
Yes.
hard. And that's one of the nicest things when comedians give it up and they don't just wait and then do their joke and laugh. So that I would
point.
I would hope it doesn't just turn into about drugs. I just want it to be the whole thing, because you could focus, like this SNL movies focus on the first SNL ever done. And I'd say that's enough for one
Yeah.
movie. So with how much he did, I would want it to be more upbeat, hopefully.
If they did a biopic on me, it would be hardly anything about Saturday Night Live and focus on the movie Trapped in Paradise or something, or Clean Slate.
Yeah.
I don't have much of a resume in the film department. But to your point, I think Chris, the timeline of the last year or two on SNL into Tommy Boy is this period of time where Chris was full Chris, and it's all there. And I would focus on that.
Yeah, that's our 2 cents.
yeah.
I think so. I agree.
Call me crazy. That's what I would focus on.
This is a story I pulled because I just thought it's not that much to talk about. But this pitcher who passed away, I didn't know he traded wives with his teammates when he was like 30 or something. So I read a little bit about this. If you don't know, so he has a teammate with a cute wife, and they all hang out a lot, and they realize they like the other guy's wife. So they said, let's switch. And so they decided to switch whole families. So they switch kids and the animals.
They switched kids and switched houses.
Everything.
Kind of?
Everything. Why isn't this a movie? This is so interesting.
Well, they had is this a real story? I have to go. Is that real?
This might be the one that's like,
Wow.
There's no way. Write us on YouTube and tell us if this is real, because I think it's real, but sometimes I fib for attention.
Well, it's like, I have a new husband. Everything is new for about 3 months. And then, get you out of here. You're nothing. I never should have swapped for you. I was attracted for about 6 weeks, but you got a gas problem. So get the fuck out of here.
And that's the wife.
That's the wife.
Which
Who
wife?
swapped? I don't know. It was just a voice and a character. And then the kids are, you're my daddy. And then a week later, I hate you. I'm sure there's
You're not my real dad.
Let's do the movie.
I would think we could do
Let's
the movie.
do the movie.
We switch, and then they don't know we switch because we look the same.
Well, yes, actually, but to that, I went to the movies, and the woman taking my ticket, I go to these 10 a.m. matinees. She goes, hey, and I had a baseball cap on. She goes, has anyone ever told you look like David Spade?
Yeah.
And here was my ad lib. I don't know if it's very good. I said, only David Spade.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And she went, ha, 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 ha.
I know. They don't know if it's you or me, or we don't know.
Movie theater in the middle of nowhere. So they thought it was impossible that I could be David Spade. So they just thought it was a funny rejoinder.
I got the exact same thing going into the elevators at the airport. The guy behind me goes, Carvey. And I just go, and then I go, hey, man. So they don't think that you're a dick. I said hi. I said, oh, hey, man, what's up?
Well, let's do it. Let's do a litmus test. You come over to my house and you come in and you go, honey, I'm home.
Hey, Paula.
And see if Paula goes, hi, Dana.
She goes, oh, you look older. And I go, no, I don't look older. I look younger.
Older?
She's like, no.
You are much younger.
In real life, you're really rough. Okay, next story. Soccer player Kaka. I like his name. Oh, did you go Kaka in your diapers? Is that how you say his name? Kaka?
Get out of here! You're filling up your diaper and get the fuck out!
I wish I switched with Kaka. Okay, so
I don't want doing this voice. Go ahead.
Kaka's just got divorced. She said he was too perfect. So this is an interesting story. Not riveting, but interesting. Oh, here she says, Kaka never betrayed me. He treated me well. He gave me a wonderful family, but I was not happy. Something was missing. The problem was he was too perfect. Okay. Now, This is just a marriage didn't work out. But
Yeah.
if I were her, I wouldn't volunteer this statement. I just would leave it at it just didn't work out. He's a great guy. It didn't work out. To say this makes her look bad, I think. Dana?
Well, there's two. Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, unpack
We
it.
got all the time in the world. Is she saying this because she broke his heart and this was a way to bolster his ego?
Oh.
I'm leaving you. And the guy started, well, but my name is Kaka. How can you leave me? Because you're too perfect. Oh, I'm happy
you're right.
now.
That's all I gave you 2 little tiny
Yeah.
cacas. She goes, the kids?
Well, I didn't. Well, I don't know what a guy with the name Kaka would sound like, so I did a nondescript accent again, just sort of like. Mm-hmm.
I just in. I
his
just
brothers-
Googled it. It's Spanish for poo poo.
I was going to say that
no,
his
I
brother's
changed
name is
it.
Poo Poo, and his
Yeah,
sister's
that's
name
it.
is Fifi's, and he's named Kaka. Hi, our kids are Kaka, Feces, and Poo Poo.
Her name is Pee Pee. She should have mentioned that. No, so we've turned this story into a mess. But
Are we losing listeners?
yes, I just saw the live charts and it's shooting down. But I don't know. I mean, I think she's there. Listen, there's sometimes it doesn't work out, and you don't know what to say. But she's probably saying, "It's not you, it's me." I just want something.
I think that's basically, it's like to protect the ego. That's my thing.
Yeah, that's
Carolina.
nice thing to say.
Next.
Okay, next.
Next. Scrabble makes historic change to game with less competitive, inclusive version to appeal to Gen Z.
So I don't really get this. Do they change the way you can spell a word?
I guess, if you play Scrabble, like during the pandemic, I played Scrabble with my wife, and she beat me like 78 out of 79 games. She'd come up with a 54-point triple word score. So it can hurt your feelings. It can ding your ego a little bit, your self-esteem when you're dominated that much. So I'm assuming less competitive, inclusive means, you're just not going to get your feelings as hurt. So it's a perfect Scrabble for today. I'm a grumpy old man. Kids are weak today.
Maybe you can spell words pretty close. Or you can spell them phonetically.
Yeah.
So if it's an F sound, you don't have to put PH, you can put F.
Right.
Like
if
Phoenix.
it was foreclosure, you could spell it FOCALSAAKR. Foreclosure. Yeah, that's close enough, Brian.
You
Good
got
one,
it.
man.
I know what
That's
you mean.
A triple word score.
Yeah, that's 1,000 points.
Yeah.
You can also decide what your points are. Okay, next story.
And Monopoly, the new Monopoly game, you get Boardwalk free before you start playing.
Is that true?
You inherit it. It's called Nepo Monopoly. It's called Monopoly.
And I go,
Trust
I want
fund kids
I want
play
to pick
Monopoly.
to play Judd Apatow's kid, whatever one that is.
Judd Apatow.
That's Apatow?
Mr. Soros. All right,
Hey.
I'm Judd Apatow. It's a little Bernie Burlstein, God rest his soul, creeping in. It's just a lazily thing we do. With
Oh,
Judd,
Dana,
right?
I wanted to put you
Okay.
through this because, and then we'll get to more
I
important
want to
issues.
see it.
Coachella was last week, and Dana, you've heard about Coachella every
Yeah.
week. I don't know that much. I haven't been there.
Jello.
They have all the
Mhm.
bands. People just go there to hang out and
It's my
do drugs, basically.
nightmare. 100,000 stinky people with lines of outhouses, and I don't like big crowds.
Right, and
Go ahead.
and there's there's porta potties and there's bands and there's everyone basically goes there just to have fun and take pictures for Instagram. So here's a sketch I did. We're gonna play it, and if you're watching at home and it doesn't play, that means someone pulled it off of YouTube because it's not mine.
It'll be edited. You'll hear this part, but you won't see it.
Yeah.
But here we go. Let's
So let's
play.
play the whole thing. Charlotte McKinney's in it. Oh, geez, it's loud. We can talk over it.
Hey.
Hi, heading into Coachella.
Yes, sir.
Okay, just a couple quick questions. How long are you gonna be in here?
Just 3 days.
Okay. How many outfit changes do you have?
About 32.
Feels a little light, but that's up to you. Do you have a job you can get back to Monday?
Absolutely not.
Bit of a loser? Okay.
Quick question. Is the wind going to be blowing like the time? Because, I'd rather it not be so windy.
I'll mark down your preference. Okay, back to what you're not doing. Do you have any special skills?
Yeah, I know how to Instagram pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Is that it?
Yeah, well, isn't that kind of like a GED?
Yeah, it's sort of like a year of dry, I would guess. What's the worst thing that's ever happened to you at Coachella?
Well, one time I had to wear my backup sunglasses because I forgot my cool ones. And my backup sunglasses are so shitty. Oh, and then I got molested one time by a bouncer. So.
Okay, so which one was the worst?
Oh, the backup sunglasses.
I hear you. I've had that happen. It's horrible. Okay, well, this is a bit personal, but what's the highest number of followers of someone you've had sex with at Coachella?
I had sex with a guy who had like 28K.
That is a lot of Ks. Okay, and what did he do?
I think he was a DJ and a personal trainer and a rapper. Oh, and a William Morris agent.
Sounds focused. And where did you have sex? A porta potty?
I mean, where else would you do it? His hotel was like 6 miles away or something.
I got it. I get it. What bands are you looking forward to seeing?
There's bands here?
Yeah, there's going to be like 70.
Oh, that's great. When did they add that?
Oh, probably like 14 years ago.
Oh, so if we get bored, we can just go watch the bands or something?
I think that's the idea. If you run out of everything to do, maybe see a band.
Also, that guy from Guns N' Roses, can you tell him in between sets to stop talking? Because, I'd just rather him not.
Less blab from Axel.
Okay.
Hey, before you go in, would you want to buy some coupons for the Molly stand? It's gluten-free this year, which is great. And if you buy a coupon, it's sort of a bonus. You get half off of all Moon Rocks until 5 p.m. It's a lot cheaper if you buy it here. I'm just giving you a tip just between us girls. And there's an IV stand about 30 feet in. You hook it up and it just pumps a lot of self-esteem back into your body for when you're driving home and you're so embarrassed and it's 3 hours and you're like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Obviously nothing. I've been at Coachella for 4 days. No one's missed me at all. I haven't missed work. I haven't missed shit. My dog's probably dead and I want to blow my brains out.
Nice.
But let's go to In-N-Out. You know what I mean?
In-N-Out's not really my thing.
Oh, why?
Kind of on a diet
How long have you been on a diet?
since I was born.
On a side note, they want me to ask, who would you vote for president if the elections were right now?
I think the Biebs.
Biebs? Okay. If he somehow isn't running, who would it be?
I think that old guy, Colonel Sanders. He says Coachella is going to be free next year.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he did.
That was Bernie Sanders
And
back then.
can you promise that when you do see bands that you hold up your phone to block anyone near you and then overfilm the fuck out of it and Snapchat it? No one will ever fucking care and they'll hate your guts for it.
Well, yeah, because I have to have a story.
Yeah, that's right. Lastly, how many times have you Snapchatted that filter of you with like a dog sticking your tongue out?
That one, I don't know, maybe like 1,000.
Well, keep it up. It does not get old.
That was how
Funny
many
or
years
Die.
ago? That was probably like
great.
not. Heather, how long ago was that? 9 years? Oh, no. What do you think, roughly, off the top of your head? We'll get back to you. That's why some of the jokes are a little stale, but it's kind of funny, right, Dana?
It's funny.
It
I
was
mean,
for
she
Funny or
played
Die.
great. She played straight, and then consistent, funny jokes. And then when you started swearing, you lose her life and all that shit. It's a thing you could watch more than once because there's a lot of patter in there.
Yeah, a
you
lot
know?
of back and forth. Okay, thank you. That's
Yeah.
it. That's
and,
it. for
and
the
a lot
Coachella.
of kind of roasting, sort of that personality,
Yeah, she was a good
the
sport.
shallowness of whatever.
That's Charlotte McKinney.
But okay, stuff it. Alex,
2018?
what's his name?
2016. So according to my calculations, that's 28 years ago. Yep.
7-8 years.
Okay, what's this? What am I watching? Is this yours, Dana?
I don't know.
Hi guys,
No.
my name's Kendall. Huge fan. David, growing up, my brother and I used to fight like crazy and we'd have to go to work with our parents and fight there and just embarrassing for them and for us. And when Diggy Roberts came out, that movie brought us together. Like, we enjoyed that movie so much and still do. Dana, you're so genuine and so funny, and I love your guys' take on things. My question, advice is, how do you guys keep your creativity going? How do you not stay stagnant and keep so with it?
Yeah, I'm going to nominate that as the nicest message we've gotten.
Yeah, the advice, it's smart. She pads it up front with nice things and then asks, that was our advice column, but I didn't see it coming, but I figured it out. Okay, so you go first.
I mean, as far as me being sincere, I remember a lot of the time people would ask me that kind of thing, and then they'd take a creative writing class or a creative seminar or some kind of self-help thing to unlock your inner creativity. To me, it was a fat joint and a bunch of stone high school kids. No, I don't know. I think just being playful and goofy. I would say stay up 36 hours, get really punchy, and then have your friends throw topics at you and see if you can come up with an interesting take. David? That's all I got.
Yeah, I think, we're lucky because most people have regular jobs and aren't in the comedy world. So we're sort of always either out to do stand-up, so we have to sort of think of things. We have to look at the news and see if there's something to joke about. And then there's just the fact that I hang out with people like you or people that I think are amusing, and then we make each other laugh. So that does help it. I think keeping everything light and keeping that, I don't know, day to day. I mean, it's hard. It's hard because it's hard out there in the real world and busting your hump at work all day. So,
well, was she saying that she
like
wants to be a
person.
comedian or just be?
No,
creative?
I think she's saying how do you keep it light and creative and keep the creativity
I would
going?
say that, there is a little bit of the 10,000 hour thing. Like once you're committed to comedy and like you said, hanging out with comedians, you kind of know that there's something funny in almost everything, Like this isn't even something I would put in my act, but it just made me laugh. You ever been in an elevator with a guy, a stranger, and he gets off on his floor and he turns and says, "See you later." Should I be worried?
Yeah, well, that's a good example.
You ever had a guy say "see you later"
of taking a very mundane
It's not
situation?
a killer.
and
It's not
funny.
a killer. Will that be? Yeah, but here's an example.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. The social battery for me is a little drained. Social batteries, mine is usually pretty high. I have a pretty decent life. I try to take it easy, get my 8 hours, but you know what? A lot of flying around, a lot of gigs, a lot of this and that, not enough boundaries. It can be easy to ignore our social battery and spread ourselves thin, especially with social gatherings. They pick up after winter. It's getting to be nice out.
Yeah, you could be with people, even if they're innocent people, they just drain you. Maybe they just talk about their problems or whatever. With BetterHelp, you can kind of identify these toxic relationships and sort of manage them so you're not just exhausted all the time.
Yeah, you get around those energy vampires. They take all your good energy and they blab and blab. And you're an upbeat guy. I think my resting disposition is
I love when you
upbeat.
proclaim what I am. I mean, you're
you're
a happy-go-lucky dude.
You're over there clicking your heels.
Yeah, I mean, you have one of those things you blow at a birthday party every night.
Yeah, you run around with a kazoo. So
that's a better one.
I think we both benefited from therapy. I think it helped me. I think you've said before it's helped you.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of benefit to that. I think you got to address it and try to get through some stuff. If you're thinking of starting therapy, I think BetterHelp would be the place. It's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, suited to your schedule. What you do is you fill out a brief questionnaire. You get matched with a licensed therapist. Switch therapist if you don't like it. No reason, no charge. And that's it. Find your social sweet spot with BetterHelp.
Visit betterhelp.com/superfly today to get 10% off your first month.
That's BetterHelp. That's HELP.com/superfly.
I just wrote down, this is going to go on for weeks. We should cover it almost like channel Superfly action news.
Yeah, we do a lot of breaking
Trump
news.
is going to trial.
Yep. I read that.
Trump is going to trial in New York. This is different than the other ones. They're picking a jury for the Stormy Daniels. He had sex with her in a hotel room in 2006. 2011, In Touch magazine was going to give her $15K to spill the beans. Then Trump's fixer, Cohen, his lawyer, put the kibosh on that. Then she came out later. Then allegedly Trump's fixer lawyer took out a mortgage on his home, paid her $130K to be quiet. She did an NDA, non-disclosure agreement. Yep. And now there's a trial about Trump paying back his lawyer and not saying, on the
what
check,
it was for.
This is for playing off the ex-porn star Stormy Daniels for the night in the hotel room, so she'll keep a trap shut. That's what this did. So he didn't do that.
In the memo.
So he has to become president at this point because no one can keep track of the trials in the affidavit. So
I can't.
He has to become president. And his inaugural address will just be pardoning himself. And for the charge of inflating my assets in New York City, I thereby pardon Donald J. Trump. I pardon all of it. It's like 3 hours long. 729 affidavits. The charges are in the thousands. I pardon every single one of them. That's all. What do you think about that?
Give yourself a new start.
Should line again.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many... The news is pretty confusing because there's so much going on everywhere. There's a trial, there's a war, there's border crisis. There's a million things going on. So I'm trying to figure out which one to be worried about the most at all times. So I'm just constantly in a state of tight shoulders. But I don't know what to do.
That's true. And how to make fun of it.
Yeah. How to spin it all and joke about it all because it's my only way to survive it. It's all scary. And it's never been a time in my young years. I'm very young, but it's never been a time where I haven't been worried about so many things and so many things I have no control over. It's hard to separate it all.
It's a little unsettling. I don't know if it's social media or just the times we're in, but I think a lot of people thought that Trump was so exhausting. We're going to do this and that, and he's calling people names and Nancy Pelosi, not a nice person. And so then when Biden came in, everything's going to calm down. Yeah, what a heck. She's got a mouth on us. She swears like a sailor, this woman. And now it's a little twisted. I mean, as far as Trump and this particular charge, I just thought that we kind of settled the idea that sex with a politician is a different lane. Because almost everybody, FDR had a girlfriend, JFK harvested basically Eastern Washington. And then Clinton, that whole thing, where he goes, I did not have sex with that woman. And if you play back the tape in slow motion, his finger is spelling, I am lying my ass off. So, and then he lied to the grand jury, but everyone understood he's just trying to protect his family. So with this one night stand in a hotel room 20 years ago, we're going to reorientate the American society. But I don't know.
That's harder.
That's a hot take.
When there's a war, and listen, he probably did do something wrong. It's more like if you look at the crime in the news every day and people are getting set free, you're like, this is what we focus on. Like, how about we get the people that are beating people with baseball bats? Like I'd rather start with that or do it all, but
yeah. This is a white collar crime. If he didn't earmark the ledger properly, it's more, there's no real victim. But as far as someone putting a gun in a guy's head and robbing his store, I'd focus on the violence first, but that's just me. I'm a nut.
Right. I'm crazy like that too. When I saw that video of the guy kick the woman backwards down the stairs, I was like, good God, what are we doing? That's terrifying to me. But is there any sadder news? What else you got going?
I just have by popular demand, Biden itching his nose. People seem to like it. So I thought I'd do a part 2.
Sure.
Let me back myself up a little bit.
This isn't earthquake Biden, is it?
No, it could be. Hey,
there's one over here too.
Hey, Joe, it's an earthquake. Oh, it's not. That's the way the world seems all the time.
Go ahead. Okay.
This is him itching his nose and Barack Obama watching on television and kind of yelling at him to go faster. So this is when President Biden, who is just, he's older and they're working him hard. Some days they have like 10 speeches. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, you could tell he's so tired and he kind of wanders off and he sits down and he itches his nose very slowly.
This is a sequel.
Too slow for
popular
Obama.
Demand.
Yeah. So Anyway, so the people, where is everybody? Come on. I said what I was going to say. And then he goes and he sits. All right. Let's see.
Here it comes. He feels an itch. Now he's got to make a move.
Faster, Joe. Joe, faster.
It's Obama.
Joe, faster. Come on. Joe, itch your nose. Joe, get to your nose.
You got it, Joe.
Joe. Yeah. What is that? Okay.
Hey.
Joe, drop your index finger from your left nostril. Do it now. Drop your.
Joe, that was slower than the moon landing.
Joe, drop it fast. Joe.
Let gravity
Joe.
take over. He's happy. He got the itch.
Well,
He's like,
look, I'm not in a. Let's just unpack this. I'm not in a television studio.
I love
I'm
it.
trying to think on my Zoom shot what looks funniest. So I brought the finger up slowly from
Out
here.
of frame,
You know,
right. I
should have
liked
done
it.
This. Yeah. Joe, faster, Joe.
play along at home.
Faster, Joe. Yeah. And drop it fast. Joe. Come on.
Obama's getting farther away. Joe.
I actually thought of doing Biden as Bob Ross, the painter.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to do some cheese over here. Yeah. Oh, and Ukraine. Yeah, let's give him a tank.
A tank over here.
Just a little tank.
Maybe a couple of bullets over here.
Don't give him not too many, just a little tank.
That's good. You can keep going with that one. That one's good.
Well, yeah, that one you could kind of do.
We'll do a longer version next week. I like that one.
Yeah.
All right. What else? Because I got some.
So, by the way, I did see. This is all I got left for
Okay.
today. King Kong. I did see the movie with Godzilla because you mentioned it.
Yeah.
And the funniest thing to me that there's like 5 monsters in the movie. There's a frozen one. There's Godzilla. There's King Kong. There's a flying one. Every single one, when it would announce itself, would open its mouth and scream. And there must have been 100 screams in that movie. It's like, here comes Buckwell, the monster.
Yeah.
And it would echo way out.
Yeah.
I mean, after the 100th time, it didn't scare me.
I know, and all the
I
other
cried myself
monsters
to
can
sleep.
hear it, and then they know it's like hearing it's time. They know they have to fight.
And I love that Godzilla on planet Earth is looking for a cozy lair, a place to just rest
Where
his
is
head.
you know where he sleeps?
And he goes, the Roman Coliseum.
Yeah, no, he sleeps. I think he sleeps in like
So-
Dodger Stadium.
Roma-
No, Giant Stadium. He sleeps in, right?
Oh, I thought it was Roman Coliseum.
Oh, you know, it might have been. It is similar. Plus,
Let's go to the tape.
I wasn't really paying attention. He was sleeping in something.
Roman Coliseum. Roman Coliseum.
Coliseum.
Yeah. All right, let's put a little missile in Ukraine. Just a couple. Yeah.
There
not
you
too
go.
much. Just general.
Get some,
Yeah,
get some
it's
green
fire.
tanks. Yeah.
Yeah, so green tank. The problem with Zoom is that your hand is always
No, you're doing
a
good. You're-
superstar.
No, you go back here.
Yeah.
Get some green tanks.
I
Okay, so I will tell you.
could do the guru better with these glasses because you can see my eyes more. That's
Do you
why
want
I
to
got
save
these.
the guru for next week? Everyone loved the guru.
Yes, I just want to.
Just here's a preview. That's the face.
Just the eyes are really.
Coming soon.
Guess if I'm talking.
You're giving away too much. Oh, I like that song. You know, Biden could just let his hands
Now
drop.
I've gotten officially punching.
No, you got punchy.
Wait till
Okay,
they say
so I'm on Kill Tony this week, that podcast with David Tell,
What
which was
night?
fun.
Where is it?
That's wherever YouTube is sold.
It'll
you can go watch it.
YouTube. Kill Tony. Okay.
Watch Kill Tony for free.
And,
Watch ours for
and-
free. And I'm on
This
the road.
comes out Friday. What are your dates? You want to?
Oh, yeah.
dates?
I'm coming up. I got Florida, Clearwater. You can go to davidspade.com. I got Orlando. I've got some Vegas. So check it out. That's it. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Dana.
See David Spade. All right.
Miss you, Dana.
We'll talk in 2 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I'll call you right back. Okay, bye. This has been a presentation of Odyssey. Superfly is executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade. Charlie Finan of Brillstein Entertainment, Jenna Weiss Berman of Odyssey, Heather Santoro, and Greg Holtzman. Hope you liked it.